Whenever we hear the amount of money certain athletes make, we always find ourselves wondering if we chose the wrong career path for ourselves. Well, of course, then we quickly realize in order to be a well-paid, famous athlete, you'd have to sacrifice some things you're not ready to part with. For example, binging Netflix while you're eating cake, drink to your heart's desire, procrastinating. We'll just keep our lives private. Because when you're an athlete who is even a little bit famous, chances are the events you'll be participating in are going to be recorded. And guess what? People love seeing people being embarrassed. That's what today's Top 10's in honor of, us not being athletes and not having our embarrassing moments recorded. Let's see those top embarrassing moments in sports, shall we? Oh, and stay tuned because number 10 is just a little gift for you. Number 1 is the double knockout. Many would say there's nothing funny about watching an MMA fight. It's a sport you can really feel how competitive it is in your bones and sometimes in the cracking of the fighter's bones too. But as any recorded live event, you can always expect the unexpected. And that was the case in this MMA fight when these two opponents managed to knock each other out simultaneously. Yes, we do mean at the same time. It's amazing to watch how these two fighters fall on the stage like puppets after someone cut their strings. Talk about a draw, right? None of them managed to get up to win a title. None of them get anything except medical assistance immediately. And we bet neither of them wanted to watch the fight ever again. Number 2, the overconfident goalkeeper. Now, you can't blame the goalkeeper for being overconfident when his teammate kicked the ball back to him. The ball has no power as it moves towards him, and no other player from the opposite team is close enough to try and score. Seems like a routine catch and throwback. But this goalkeeper not only managed to miss kicking the ball back in the field, but completely and hilariously failed to catch it afterwards. When he realizes it's passed through his legs and heading for the goal, he tries to make up for his mistake by running after the ball, but alas, he stumbles and falls. The opposite team can't believe their luck as the unfortunate goalkeeper crawls trying to grab the ball but fails again, and it passes the line, and it's a goal. An embarrassing goal, but a goal nonetheless. Number 3, flashing the camera. Bobsleigh is hard enough for athletes and they don't want any extra attention before starting the race. But unfortunately, bad luck does not care for any of that. Jillian Cook was struck with a truly hit under the belt from Lady Luck just before she started her slide. The camera moves around, showing her face, her shoes, and finally her behinds, and for not any other reason, just because it was a good shot to have at the beginning of the race, but at that exact moment when she bent down to warm up, she ripped her suit wide open. One moment we're full of agony on how the race is going to go, and the next, here we are, stunned to see the underwear of Jillian, which we're not even sure it covered much. It was just a black G-string. Ouch! Good luck focusing after that, but Jillian proves she has a sense of humor by saying even if she's still presented with her accident at every opportunity, she had a good laugh about it, and that was a wonderful way to break the ice with the new teammates.
En dan maken we ons klaar. En dan... Pat. Het is gebeurd, zou Erik van Looy zeggen. Bobsleigh met de...
Number 4, the accidental punch. Chicago Bulls former basketball player Carlos Boozer punched a referee during a game. If you hear this sentence as it is, you'd imagine a player got angry with some decision the referee made and punched him, right? Well, we'd think the same too, but as it turns out, the truth is much funnier. After successfully scoring for his team, Boozer celebrated by throwing a punch in what he thought was the air, but unfortunately the two basketballs of the referee. The look on their face is precious. From the referee, it goes from concentration to pure agony, and for Boozer, it goes from joy to horror at the realization he just punched with full force a guy who did nothing wrong, but has the power to make decisions during the game. Now, that's a moment you can watch over and over and have the same reaction every time. Ouch. Number 5, you had one job. The next video might not have been embarrassing for athletes per se, but since it is embarrassing and involves athletes, it proudly made our list. You know how hard it is to determine the winner in a race when all the runners are so close? If you didn't have video to watch who stepped on the line and cut the ribbon, you wouldn't figure it out, right? Now, imagine if somebody just put a person there instead of a ribbon and the runners just knock her out instead. How on earth are you going to determine who's the winner? This woman literally had one job, to put the ribbon for the athletes to cross. Somehow she failed terribly and then finds herself knocked down by the force of the runners. We wouldn't want to be in her position for oh so many reasons. Number 6 is the pit stoop. We can't imagine what went through the minds of the mechanics in this race when they saw the driver approaching the pit stop with a speed that was way more than it should have been. The driver didn't hit only one, but at least 3 of his team members, sending them flying. The mechanics, of course, being professionals, snapped out of it quickly, managed to change the tires, and we can't say it was a quick pit stop, as pit stops usually are and are supposed to be, but given the special conditions, these guys deserve a medal. Number 7, knocking down the fastest man in the world. In this video, we see Usain Bolt happily walking near the racetrack, saying hello to fans, catching his breath after another amazing race. We also see a camera operator on wheels trying to capture the man of the hour and following him a little too closely, way too closely. Being apparently starstruck, the operator loses his balance after this little vehicle thingy he's on goes awry, and doesn't only fall down flat, but manages to take down Usain Bolt with him. Bolt does a weird backflip and gets up on his feet again with the help of a terrified assistant, while the cameraman is on the ground, probably thinking it's time to change his profession. Number 8, who won the fight? The judge? 2 fighters were apparently way too engaged to realize that the judge was stopping the fight. Either that or they didn't care. In any case, the judge had apparently an even bigger temper than both of them and decided to take matters in his own hands and feet. Seeing that they ignored him, he punched one right in the face, then kicked the other, and continued punching the first one. Another came in to stop the chaos, but the judge was now in berserk mode and knocked him out too. It took 3 people to somewhat stop him. And when we say somewhat, because he didn't stop fighting till he was on his knees with his hands behind his back. We guess this was the end of his career too, or at least we hope so. Number 9, the help that didn't help. This football player was probably having the worst day of his life. Not only did he get injured during a match, he had to be transported off the field by the medics, and they decided that somehow he wasn't worth the effort of moving him from point A to point B. Not only is he dropped like a sack of potatoes or a hot biscuit to the medical bed, he's dropped not once, not twice, but 3 times to the ground. The distance they have to carry him is no more than 5 meters, but they managed to drop the poor guy 2 times before brutally letting the bed fall to the ground, with the player struggling to remain inside and falling. Can you take a wild guess that these medics supported the other team? We do take it. Number 10, the gift that keeps on giving. This boxer is our gift to you. If you're sitting on a chair, hold on, because you're going to fall down laughing. And if you're sipping on a drink, get a swallow, because you're going to blow it out of your nose. Are you ready? For the last video, here's a boxer who couldn't understand how to get in the ring. After several attempts, he hilariously decided the only way is to lie down and roll in. But it doesn't end there. After the fight, he gives us another awkward dance routine, absolutely failing to make his escape from the ring. Not only does he get tangled up, but he falls face down, legs up. We're going to leave you with this one now because we can't continue without laughing out loud. Well, there you have it today. These are our top 10 most embarrassing moments in sports you need to see. Although you probably have guesses which one is our favorite, we want to hear from you. Tell us in the comments which one made you laugh out loud. And of course, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to our channel. See you next time.